Where the fuck is McClay? Sorry. It's kind of a thing we do here.
Okay. I just say episode 69. I pretty much just read this.
Yeah. You say whatever. It doesn't matter.
I can do that.
Bogcast,
Yeah. The Bogcast, episode 69, Lindsay and Grimiss.
Sweet. You just put it down. Thank you.
Action.
Awesome. This is the Bogcast, episode 69. We are brought to you by Bang Salon. Come get all your hair needs, including cuts, natural colors, vivid colors, extensions, shampoo and stylings, all under one roof at Bang Salon. Find and message Bang Salon on Instagram at Bang Salon, at BANGDSALON. Use promo code
Bogcast.
for 20% off your first visit. So come on down and get banged by Jordan. But if you really try to bang her, I'll fucking kill you. Cool.
Check us out on Spotify, on Google Plus, Google Play. Wait, not Google Plus, Google Play, and like and subscribe, and make sure you comment.
Hell yeah. Been fucking waiting for this episode 69 for a long time now. We got two special guests in the house.
Yeah.
Grimace and Lindsay. How you guys doing today?
Fantastic.
Doing good.
Fuck yeah. Can you hear yourself in there? You good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Just make
Yeah.
sure. All right, sweet. Hell yeah. What have you guys been up to, man?
What haven't we been up to?
A lot.
This
You guys still doing a lot of traveling and shit?
Yeah. We wanted to not travel, and we ended up traveling more than we've ever traveled. So
Just
didn't
different
really
events?
work. Yeah.
Yeah. End of last year was really, really crazy. We were
That
all,
was the Paris stuff.
Keep talking. I'm just got to turn
Yeah.
something up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember hearing you were telling us about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we started this year, just not really wanting to do anything,
Yeah,
like,
chill out.
yeah. So we didn't plan any events. We didn't do anything. We've just been home streaming, working on some cool things, some cool projects, involving like our shirts and
Yeah, how's that
some
going,
music
man?
Stuff.
I rock your shirt all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
That's one of my favorite shirts because the material
It's
on
so
that,
soft.
dude. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, we did a big Cyber Monday sale, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and then we went ahead and just closed the store for the time being so that no more orders could come in because we're getting ready to move to a Loot Crate model where every month there's a new shirt design.
That's cool.
Yep, and
Smart.
and we'll do a couple of tiers, like a base tier where they can just get the new shirt every month for a few bucks cheaper than if they just bought it off our store, and then and we'll do a tier that's up a little more from that where they get not just the shirt but some cool digital assets of the new design, like a desktop background or maybe a 3D print file.
That's smart.
So stuff like that we can just deliver without having to ship any extra stuff besides the shirt.
Yeah, it helps with inventory too because we're gonna know every month how many shirts to order, what sizes every month.
Instead of being stuck with a bunch
Exactly.
or
Or
selling
having
too fast.
to do the pre-order
Yeah.
thing, and then we get behind with
Behind,
pre-orders
yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
So it's just like they tell us, a month before
I'm sorry,
what
do you
they
mind,
want.
I hate to do this. Do you mind pulling the mic up a little
Yeah.
closer? I'm sorry about that. Sorry.
No
Thank you.
problem.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you guys doing this over like a Patreon system, or how are you guys setting this up? Yeah.
Patreon, yep.
Yeah. The reason I ask is because I've been hearing a lot about Patreon. How is that? I mean, do you guys enjoy working through that framework or however they use it? I mean, is it something you've been doing for a while?
We've actually, neither of us have ever set up a Patreon before.
Mm-hmm.
She just started a comparable platform called OnlyFans where it's all digital. But yeah, I mean, like what was it, 4 or 5 years ago when Patreon started getting really big, and a lot of the other girls that do cosplay stuff, a lot of, our friends and whatnot jumped on it because it was a really exciting alternative. But at that time we were really heading towards the streaming side of things.
Yeah.
So we decided to put all our eggs in that basket for the time being, and I'm kind of glad we did because then OnlyFans came along later, and that's an excellent alternative to Patreon. Patreon, we would basically be doing the same thing we had been doing, which is selling prints and just mailing them out, shipping stuff, and we didn't really want to do that anymore. And now OnlyFans is here, and she can go back to doing cosplay stuff and
They don't have to worry about shipping anything.
Don't have to ship anything.
Do they take a certain percentage? How does that work?
They do, yeah. I'm not sure what Patreon is. OnlyFans takes 20%, which is pretty massive. But
yeah, that's a huge percentage.
But the site, just having that site available to me is worth that. I think, because it's just
you're basically paying for the
right
site
now.
too.
Exactly. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of podcasts I use on Patreon. A lot of people suggested that to us. I just heard Rogan say how they for podcasts and stuff they censor. That's what I was
going to ask. If does OnlyFans have like that same type of problem?
OnlyFans does not. It's a little bit of a more controversial site, just because it's mostly for porn stars. It's mostly a nudity sort of site.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons that cosplayers have been moving over to OnlyFans is because Instagram is no longer allowing anything like lewd or risque or nude or any of that. You'll get banned.
Yeah, they're cracking down on that shit.
They are cracking really, really hard down. So,
do they have people that monitor that and just and flag you or ban your accounts or something?
Right. Yeah, they do what's called a shadow ban. So you still keep your account, but nobody sees what you post. And
when you
just
search, you can't find somebody.
Exactly. You just like don't really
you
exist.
can't show nipples on there, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So
well, that's kind of weird because
But Twitter, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, Twitter doesn't care.
They show fucking anything on there.
Instagram didn't until Facebook bought them. Facebook's the buzzkill here.
Facebook shitting on everything. When was that? When did Facebook buy them?
It's 2015.
Yeah,
because I noticed when I roll.
Now.
Oh, really? Yeah. I noticed when Instagram loads, it says Facebook on there now. But
it's crazy how fast Instagram took over Twitter as being like the place.
Oh yeah, it's the biggest platform right now, and everyone, it was, and then everyone hates it now, and everyone's moving back to Twitter because of all the crazy band
and
stuff.
TikTok. And
is TikTok part of Twitter?
TikTok's for like
I've
children.
never used it, but come on.
not children, but but
I see it
like
everywhere.
younger generation. We're like too old for TikTok.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
But I feel like everyone's using it. It's everywhere I look. Everyone is either talking about it or telling people, "Hey, check out my TikTok," or
you're right about
reposting
that.
it on their
I had a friend who said, "Keith, you should use TikTok because there's an audience there." You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's supposed to be like the Vine 2.0 or whatever, and
that's probably what people like people older than us said about MySpace when MySpace came out.
Yeah.
No, they didn't. They got my mom and dad got on MySpace.
Well, eventually.
They're like, you kids, it's all about Friendster.
Yeah.
But it's funny because they didn't like Facebook, and now the only people that use Facebook are like my parents, and
yeah.
everybody's like second cousin from wherever.
MySpace was the shit though, man.
Yeah.
You could put your song on there. You could fucking have your top
MySpace
8.
has it's sort of come back, but it's more music now. It's not a social media. Well, it's like social media, but it's music based, like entirely. So there's bands and stuff still.
But they don't have you can't go back to your old profile on there, can you?
I don't think so. I think they finally got rid of it all.
Yeah, they deleted all that stuff. But I think it was Justin Timberlake that bought it.
Wasn't
it?
Yep.
Yeah.
He put a bunch of money
into
it.
To Tom?
I don't know if he bought it. Oh yeah, no shit.
You're
I
out.
totally forgot about that, dude.
Tom was your first friend, bro.
Yeah, I know. Can you hand me a lighter in that? Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I know, man. That's crazy.
Tom had more friends.
I was so excited when Tom
friends.
was my first friend. I was like, oh, sweet. Who's this guy?
I was the opposite. I was weirded out by it. So I went in and unfriended him. I was like, I don't know who this guy is.
Get out of here,
Tom.
Tom.
He doesn't get to be my friend.
Get out of here.
2 weeks later, he showed back up.
Who the hell is Tom?
Yeah, who the fuck is Tom?
Yeah, stranger danger.
Then I realized he was everybody's friend. I was like, fuck this guy.
And he has this one profile picture, and he's never posted anything.
Is he like doing math in the
ever.
background or something? Or?
He's like at a desk.
Oh,
like it's
yeah.
like
He's
a
on
LinkedIn
MySpace.
sort of like.
He had like
profile.
but yeah, he had like a whiteboard in the background with like, here's our MySpace algorithm or whatever, you know, like that's like an infamous photo now.
Yeah. That dude, I saw, this was years ago, I saw a little video about him, and at the time, this is probably like 5-6 years ago, he was just traveling the world, man, spending all that money that he had.
I saw that too.
That was cool, dude.
That's what I would do.
He was posting.
Yeah.
He was
Hell
posting.
yeah.
He was posting a lot of it on Facebook. Actually, that's where I saw it.
Really?
He had a Facebook page and he was sharing his adventures. And I'd see people. I remember one time in particular, he posted like he was in like Rome or something. I don't even remember. But he was just like, another day of nothing. Can't wait. You know, beautiful day, beautiful sunrise or something like that. And some guy came in and was just like, lol, MySpace failure, lol. Now you're on Facebook, lol, or some stupid shit. And he goes, He goes, I sold my company for whatever 15 million, cashed out for like 15 million before the age of 30, while you're still grinding your 9 to 5.
Yeah, no shit.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would
Jesus.
say.
Blow me.
Yeah, no shit.
Sorry, I can't hear you over Rome
Yeah.
outside my window.
Who are you again? Yeah.
Well, but then you got those guys like Elon Musk who, you know, he made his riches by also the age of 30, but instead of just traveling and doing all that, he's fucking making a difference in the world. You know
Well,
what I mean?
good
And
for him, man.
that's what
But
I'm
I'd
saying.
be fucking traveling. I gotta be honest.
He's gonna go to Mars.
I don't
That's what
want-
he's saving up for.
I don't want to fucking have any responsibility at that point. Like my only responsibility.
You don't want to
is-
change the world, McClay?
No.
Come on,
They-
Bill Gates, man.
They've got other people out there that can do that. I'm not.
Well, we need
Yeah.
people like
Well,
that.
I think doesn't
Yeah.
he have a kid on the way now too, though?
Elon Musk?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
with,
knocked up
With
Grimes.
Grimes. Yeah. Did
Who
you
the
hear
fuck
about
is
that?
Grimes?
He knocked
Yeah.
her up. I didn't know that. She's a singer.
Yeah.
She's
She
a.
good?
She's well,
Yeah.
yeah, she's different. She's really different, but she's doing a bunch of stuff for that Cyberpunk game that's coming out.
Oh, yeah.
So it's all like electronic, I don't know, artistic music, I guess. But
Yeah.
yeah, she's awesome.
What's up with that Cyberpunk game? Is Keanu Reeves
Yeah,
in that or something?
is he
Yeah.
in it? Yeah.
Yeah. So
like acting in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did like the mocap and he does the voiceover and stuff.
That'd be so fun to do mocap.
Yeah. We got to see him at E3 when they announced.
we did.
When they
Keanu?
announced that.
Wow.
So I don't know if you remember last June, it was all over the internet at the Xbox showcase at E3. They were talking about Cyberpunk and they revealed that he's in the game. So up on the screens, you see a character walk into the frame in the game and it's him. And, you know, he's like, come on, we got to burn this city to the ground or something like that. And everyone starts
Already losing their shit.
Oh
They're
yeah.
freaking out. And then all of a sudden the door opens up and he walks out on stage and then the place really went nuts.
Yeah.
That's
And-
cool.
Yeah, it was awesome. So that's going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
It was going to be April for Cyberpunk, and then they delayed it to September. And I don't know. Personally, I think that's a good thing.
I do
because-
too. I don't
I do
mind when they
too,
delay
yeah.
games. If the company feels like they need to do that to make the
Yeah.
game better, fucking do it. Because
Yeah.
fucking remember when they rushed Halo? They rushed
Yeah.
Halo 2.
Yeah,
The
Halo 2
fucking-
was a mess when it came
Yeah, it was a
out.
disaster, and it was not ready.
Yep.
I remember motherfuckers getting Halo 2 tats with the date on it, and remember they kept pushing the date back and shit, and finally they just committed to one and put it out, and the date was wrong
Wow.
and shit. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, no. Well, another reason too. I mean, obviously, finish the game and get it right, and don't put it out broken. But this game in particular is one of the things that it's touting is it's not going to have any loading screens. It's going to be a completely seamless game.
wow.
Oh, that's crazy.
And I think with the new consoles coming out, and then Nvidia's doing new cards this year, just new hardware, everything.
It's going to be on the newer console.
Yeah, it's going to be on both, but I think it should launch closer to the newer consoles because obviously the newer consoles are going to have
Handle it better.
Yeah, we have way better.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good.
What kind of
thing.
game is it?
It's an RPG. It's like it's made by the same people who did Witcher.
Oh
You
shit!
ever played
Yeah.
Witcher?
I haven't played it, but I've heard that's a badass game.
It's like
But it's
Grand-
Is it like Red Dead Redemption kind of like the third person?
yeah,
kind
it's
of?
like a Grand Theft Auto meets Blade Runner kind
Oh,
of
shit.
deal.
yeah.
Like cybernetic enhancements and you
There's,
upgrade
like-
your body.
That's bad as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the coolest thing we saw when we saw the first like demo that they pushed out at E3, like I guess it was 3 years ago now.
Yeah, it was 2018. Yeah.
And there's some gun that shoots around corners, and you have to like watch your HUD, and you can like
To target
see,
them.
Yeah.
around the corner to like shoot. It's like
They-
the most wild thing.
Oh,
Yeah, they walked us through this closed demo that they did that first year where they showed like a few of the things that you can do in the game. And the first thing that you do is your character, you go to this doctor who's kind of like a drug dealer in the city kind of thing, but you sit
He's
down
like
in a
underground, like
Yeah.
don't tell
Doctors
anybody
are
you're
drug
here
dealers.
kind of thing.
Fucking
But-
microchips
Like,
under people's skins
exactly.
and shit.
Yeah,
Exactly
he,
that,
like,
yeah.
he upgrades. He puts like this ribbon into the character's hand so that when they hold a gun, it syncs to their HUD.
Oh, that's probably really gonna happen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
In
that's
life.
crazy.
And he pulls like an eyeball out here. Now you can zoom in further with this one, and so then he aims the gun, and there's someone hiding behind a corner, and it's just like if you shoot here, it'll bounce and hit him, you know, shit like that. And so we got to see them play around with some of those mechanics, and it's just
those make those extra things that you can find that make the game fun like that, like the old school Halo hacks and shit. It makes
Yeah.
the game extra fun.
yeah, it's definitely gonna be a very, very deep game in terms of all the things you can do and experiment with. The sandbox is going to be basically unlimited, it seems like.
Is it Xbox and PlayStation?
And PC.
All in PC?
Yeah.
That's dope, dude. Yeah, did you guys play Red Dead Redemption?
Yeah.
I'm playing. I'm a slow gamer, so I'm like been playing it for months, but
Yeah.
like I fucking can't believe that game. I
Yeah,
know that's
it's
probably old
insane.
news, but
no, it's
I can't
still
believe how
incredible.
beautiful the game is, and just I get to fucking act all my fucking murderous fantasies out in
Yeah.
it and shit.
Yeah, it's great.
You can do the most fucked up shit in there.
Well, I'd say it's the most realistic game I think I've ever seen. In
Oh,
terms
it's
of,
crazy.
on the if I don't know what you're playing it on, but I fired that thing up on the 1X with a 4K monitor, and it runs at a native 4K on the 1X.
I'm just playing it right here. I don't have that shit, but it looks amazing. I couldn't imagine.
Oh
that.
yeah,
Fuck.
If you once you see it on a 4K screen running at 4K,
The details.
you look at the clouds, and I was taking screenshots. I'm like, I can't believe what I'm looking at.
I know, it's unreal. I
It looks
trip
real.
out.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you guys can clarify this for me. Because when I was playing it, I was thinking like this game would be badass if it took place in medieval times. And then I Googled it and I heard a rumor that they are making one that takes place. Do you guys know anything about
Interesting.
that?
Rockstar.
Rockstar, yeah.
That would be fucking.
Like you're
That
just
would be
fucking
sweet, though,
swords
yeah.
and knights doing the same shit, fucked up shit, you know, just like fucking medieval night music and shit and fucking that
That
would
would
be
be
sick.
really
Castles.
Cool. Yeah.
They could
If you were
use
like
that
some
same
sort of
engine, that same fucking
bandit.
world even, and just replace, you know, all the
Yeah, you can mod GTA 5 probably to pretty much
Do
be
stuff
that
like
if you
that.
want. People turn that game into anything.
Did they ever make a good Game of Thrones video game?
yeah, every show and movie. There is a Game of Thrones game. I've never played it, but
A good one?
I don't
I
know.
don't
No,
Did
I
you
know
ever play?
there's a Telltale one, which is just like a
Storyboards.
visual novel sort of game where you
pick the story
press
or whatever.
press your response kind
Oh,
of thing.
yeah,
Which is cool. That's you can play that on like your phone and stuff. But
I remember
know if
seeing
there's
commercials for
anything
one. It's
crazy.
probably that.
probably,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. The what was it? What we just played? The After Party.
oh yeah,
I just found a game on Game Pass. I've been doing this thing. It's kind of like a New Year's resolution where once a week for the whole year, I want to play at least one new game I've never played before. And I figure I've been using the Game Pass service as
Game Pass is the shit.
it's awesome. Yeah. So I went in there, and right at the top of the list, there's this game called After Party. And it's this game that just came out like last Halloween, just a few months ago. And you play two college students, two socially awkward college students, basically, that end up in hell. They don't know how they died. and they're determined to get out of hell. They think it's a mistake. They shouldn't be there, kind of thing. And they find out once they're in the underworld that you can get back to Earth, but you have to out-drink Satan and his friends. So you play a series of drinking games, and it's the dialogue is the funniest dialogue I've ever seen in a video game. I've
it's
never
like a
seen anything like it.
side-scrolling.
But it's fun at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Oh, it's one of the old school left to right. Like,
Yeah, side-scrolling.
That's cool.
And then it's just like you pick your response, and there's different drinks that with ridiculous names.
Yeah. Yeah, oh gosh, the drinks. Yeah, it's just like this has horse urine, thumbtacks, and cherry sauce and vodka. And it's called the fuck you or whatever. I can't even begin to describe how funny it all is.
That's why it sounds like a fun game to drink and play.
Oh
Yeah.
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Just
Oh yeah. So I
Yeah.
definitely recommend that. Hop on Game Pass.
that's
and
a
play
smart
that.
thing to do. I want to do that with music. Just like listen to like some new music like once a week. I'm trying to find all these new bands and shit. But that's smart with the gaming too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good to change it up.
Yeah.
It's hard to find something good though, like especially with music. It's just really hard to find something new that's
That's because we're old.
I know. That's what I'm talking about. It's weird. It's really weird.
Find your
I'm really
thing.
picky with my time though. Like if I'm gonna play a game, I want it to be fucking badass. And Red Dead Redemption 2 is really badass. But I don't know if you remember the last time you came on, I was like fucking trying to find something to play. I just couldn't find myself where I could really just fucking dive into. What other games are you guys playing that are fucking?
What?
I play a lot of WoW.
WoW?
I've still been playing
This
WoW.
guy right
yeah.
here?
Yeah, I started playing in vanilla and I haven't been able to stop. So
What's
here
that
I
mean?
am.
What's that mean?
I don't know.
It started
Playing in vanilla?
15 years ago.
Oh,
when
the
the,
first
game
game.
like came
Oh,
out.
vanilla.
Yeah, the base.
So did you guys check out
Non-expansion
the
game.
re-release of Warcraft 3?
I haven't. No, I never played any of the Warcraft games. World of Warcraft was my first experience,
Okay.
so I just been sticking with that one.
By far the greatest game ever made.
Ever.
I wanted to explain to you guys how I got him into this game really quick.
Oh, okay.
Because we were roommates. I had a 2-story house, and I was playing a 10-day trial of WoW, and fucking he was in the room next door, and every day I would be like, bro, this is the baddest game I've ever played in my life. And he kept saying, bro, there's no game better than Zelda. Fuck off. He just kept saying that. I go, bro, this game is Zelda times 10 on fucking steroids. And then I made him get a fucking 10-day free trial. I didn't see him for the next 4 years. Seriously.
That sounds right.
I'm serious.
Zelda.
He fucking went deep. Yeah. I actually played for like 3 months. I got like a 70 hunter rogue something. And then I was so into it and so addicted. Like, you know, I was with Halo. I think I threw the disc out the car window and shit.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. It just took too much of my life.
The community aspect of it is fucking fun.
That game is so amazing.
The lore aspect, when you really get into the lore part of it, the lore is written very fucking good.
To the point where you're one of the few people that loves the movie because you know the lore.
Because I know the lore. Did you guys did you like the movie?
Well, I didn't actually see it. I think we were traveling when it came out and just never got around to actually seeing it.
It's fucking great. I love it.
Yeah.
And people
I don't know the
hated
lore,
it.
so I think the movie sucks.
Well,
I don't know
and
what
that's
the fuck's
thing
going
is
on.
I heard such awful things about it, but I'm such a diehard fan. You know, it could be made of like, you know, stick figure flip book, and I'd probably still be like, yeah, love it.
Yeah, I'd be the same with you because I don't know the games. I've never really played.
Yeah, so it sucks. I don't think you should have to know the lore of a video game to enjoy a movie. They should have kind of catered toward both. Sometimes that movie was so lore heavy. You know what I mean?
But like if you've never played the game, you wouldn't understand anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not that you can understand me. You can understand the plot and shit. But
it's just the people that knew the lore geeked out over moments, just like Star Wars.
And it sucks because Duncan Jones is one of my fucking favorite directors. The dude that did Moon. Have you ever seen Moon?
Yeah.
The director of fucking... It's actually David Bowie's son that directed WoW.
Oh.
His name's Duncan Jones. He doesn't want to go by the Bowie name. He just wanted to do it on his own, one of those kinds of things. But he's a bad motherfucker. I'd highly suggest watching this movie called Moon with Sam Rockwell.
Oh, I love Rockwell.
So badass, bro. It is so bad.
What were we just watching with him in it?
He plays twins, like his brother. So there's 2 Sam Rockwells. If you love Sam Rockwell, there's 2 of them.
I think I saw.
Fucking Kevin Spacey plays the voice of this robot.
I think I know what you're talking about now.
We just
watched.
Fucking watch that, bro.
Have you guys seen Jojo Rabbit?
Dude, that's on my list.
We just watched that. Sam Rockwell's in that one.
I'm gonna take Wadi, whatever his name is, kick recently because he is so entertaining in his interviews and and I love the whole writer director acting thing. Like he's a bad motherfucker. I even watched his short films from like the early 2000s that he won Oscars for.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, he's over the last few years. He's become one of my favorite people to pay attention to ever since he did Thor Ragnarok. And that movie just blew me away how good it was. And
he did that vampire movie before Thor, right? Did you ever see that?
Yeah, it's
and he directed all the Flight of the Conchord, so he's buddies with those guys.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah,
he even looked like those guys, kind of.
Well, they were in that vampire movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But but I was watching some of the behind the scenes and he's fucking directing that shit as Hitler. That's hilarious.
Yeah. The movie
it's insane. I don't know. We didn't see it in theaters. Somehow it like escaped us.
Yeah.
We were out with some friends last week and they were like, we watched the Oscars and they were like, okay, let's watch Jojo Rabbit because it, you know, was up for a bunch of things and he won some stuff and we watched it and we're just like, this was made for us. How have we not seen this before?
It's one of the best movies I've ever seen. Are
you serious?
It's so funny, and it gets real.
It gets really dark.
But it's such a great take on Nazi Germany from the inside out. And because I feel like there needs to be more of that. There needs to be more. When you tend to think of Nazis and Nazi Hitler or Nazi Germany and Hitler and everything that was going on, late 30s, early 40s. It's just like, what a bunch of monsters, what a bunch of crazy people, what a bunch of pieces of shit that are super far, removed from all of us. And it's like, no, dude, those were people who lost their way. And it can happen to anybody, and it's something that you really need to be cognizant of and understand that if you were a person like you are in America in Nazi Germany in the late 30s,
you would have been a Nazi.
90% chance you would have been a Nazi.
You would have been
you
all
would have been
about
an
it.
Auschwitz guard or something.
Yeah, everyone likes to act like they have the balls. Like, no, I wouldn't. Like, no, yeah, you would.
You would,
You would have done the same shit.
Yeah, you really gonna take a firing squad instead of, okay, well, I'll just wear this stuff and carry a gun and I hate Jews now, you know? Like, no, man, I think it's such an interesting thing that people should really try to understand better instead of just demonizing it and casting it aside.
So they give you sympathy from their side and get their perspective in it. So that's good. That's cool.
You feel bad for some of the Nazi characters in the movie.
Yeah,
you know, it like humanizes them and all that.
A lot of the characters in it, you know, it's very visible that they don't really care about this cause. They're just sort of going along with it, and deep down they're some of them are actually against it and trying to undermine
they just want it to be over. No, you know, but.
Fantastic movie. Definitely watch it.
But yeah, the main character has obviously his imaginary friend is Hitler.
Yeah.
And it's hysterical. Like it is. I cannot even begin to tell you how funny this movie is.
Yeah.
Fuck. I'm gonna watch that probably tonight or tomorrow for sure.
Yeah, definitely check it out. What else did we watch recently that was really good? I feel like I still haven't seen 1917. In fact, I think we're gonna go see that tonight.
I need to see that in the theater within the next day or two.
Yeah.
That's on. Yeah. I cannot wait. The behind the scenes on that movie blows my mind.
Yeah,
on
I
that
see
shit.
that one.
Did you guys see the Batman teaser?
Did see that the costume test?
Yeah, the costume test.
No,
I didn't see the teaser. I heard about it. I heard people were watching
So
it. Is it good?
I have a question about that. Is the eye thing like? Does it show forehead? It doesn't look like it was a full mask. It looked like
it's not a full mask. It looks more like the Daredevil mask.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And his fucking the bat symbol is a gun, people are thinking it's the gun that killed his parents. Yeah. And he wears it as the bat symbol.
Interesting.
It's fucking and when you hear that, when I first heard that, I was like, I don't know, that kind of sounds kind of gay. But when you see it.
That's kind of gay.
It looks really fucking badass. Nice. When you see it, it looks badass.
Yeah, people were talking about it in my stream the other night, but I didn't actually look it up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious. I'm fully invested on giving it a chance. I was excited when Ledger got Joker, and 90% of the people were pissed.
So right when you heard, you were, yes. I don't want to say I was pissed, but I admit I was one of those people that fucking was like, what the fuck, Heath Ledger? And then once I saw him, I've watched every one of his fucking movies and went on Heath Ledger kick and realized he's one of the greatest actors ever.
Yeah, I remember looking at it back then.
You know why? It's because he fucking had just done the
cowboy movie.
Yeah, so when everyone was like,
Mountain,
everyone was like, oh, the gay shoe. Well, everyone was throwing that shit around.
And 10 Things I Hate About You, and
that's a good movie.
I was about to say that's a good fucking movie.
So people were like, they're good movies, but were like, he's such a teen heartthrob, and I'm like, dude, he wants to show everybody that he's not. This is gonna be great.
But you know, he was already doing it. There was a movie he did even before that called Candy, where he plays a heroin addict. It was an independent movie. It's one of the baddest movies I've ever seen. Like, it's fucking dark. Like, him and his girlfriend are fucking addicted to heroin and shit. And
I saw that too.
Yeah, fucking.
Supposedly that's the movie that got him dabbling. He went deep to get into the role of that movie.
I hear all kinds of
shit. Well, I got something I wanted to bring up on the show for a while now, and I fucking finally remembered it.
Oh shit! I got
David Blaine, right? You remember David Blaine?
The magician?
Fucking magician, yeah. Remember when he did the thing where he went in the ice thing underneath the street in New York, and people could just walk over him, and he was in like an ice cube for like 27 hours or something like that? No. Motherfucker was kicking heroin while he was doing it.
What?
Yep.
Wow.
Is that why he did it?
That's why he did it.
Why he did it, or how he did it?
Yeah, it was
both. Probably. I don't know how he did it. Doing it.
That sounds
could you imagine
horrifying.
I was about to say, could you imagine kicking heroin underneath, like you're buried alive, like 6 feet deep, in a fucking ice cube or whatever he was in, and people are just walking over you saying, "Hey, what's up, man?"
How was he getting like nutrients and stuff? Is he? Like,
they had a doctor on site, and if he felt terrible, but he did it. People are saying he did it because he's like one of those guys that's really like, oh, if I put my mind to it, I can do it. So he's like, fuck it, this is how I'm gonna do it.
Weird.
Fucking crazy.
I just liked when South Park did their take on Dave. Watch.
I've seen some funny videos on YouTube making fun of David Blaine. One guy.
Yeah, that's a really funny one. Man.
That's wild though. Like, I wonder if he would have been able to do it if he wasn't on heroin.
Well, I'll tell you this. I don't know if I've ever explained this to you. I've kicked heroin and shit, and I could never do that shit. So.
There is nothing worse in this world than fucking going through opiate withdrawals. Nothing. And I couldn't imagine doing it like that. Fuck, what the fuck? That's crazy. And he's making a shit ton of money, and it depends on how long he stays in there.
So he said 28 days?
I don't know how long it was. It was a long fucking time, but it's pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Sorry. Not to bring us down, but I had to bring that.
Yeah. That just reminds me of, we heard that story of the guy, the cook on the Titanic. Remember that?
The cook.
Yeah, I think it was a cook, right, on the Titanic. I don't know, but he survived the sinking because he drank so much that the cold water did not affect his body.
Yeah,
his blood alcohol content was so high that he survived.
That's what Leo should have did.
It was an episode of Drunk History.
Yeah,
Drunk History is awesome.
Yeah,
that's probably what she did. Yeah,
they're saying how he was an alcoholic and he was like the head baker or something like that, and so he actually had his own whiskey that he makes like in his stateroom and stuff on the ship, and he always had a flask on him at all times, and they're saying that the story goes is that he was one of the very last people on the ship, maybe even the very last person on the ship, because he just stood on the end of it while it went down just drinking, and
he just said like fuck it.
He just gave up and was like, well, I'm gonna die, I might as well drink everything I have. But
he was so drunk and he had so much that it kept him warmer, and
it was able to just sort of float around and like totally was fine.
And because he was one of the very last people to go into the water, which means he was in the water for
the least amount of time too.
Yeah, so he's one of like the 6 people or whatever that survived from the water, I guess.
Oh fuck, only 6.
But
something like that. I don't know the exact story, but they're joking about how the Carpathia came and rescued all the passengers from the water and get them out of the boats and stuff, and to warm them up, they had these big ovens like they used to cook, for the crew and stuff. And it was like a walk-in, oven, and they were putting people in the ovens at a low temperature, obviously. But they show him at the end of the episode. He's just like, yesterday I was on a ship putting cakes in ovens, and now I am in an oven. I am a cake, or I am a pie. He's like hammered, just drinking and standing there in an oven laughing. It's like.
Yeah, it's funny.
That's one of our.
Who were the actors,
episodes.
or the comedians that were doing it?
It was Chris Cyril Figgis. You know who I'm talking about? Cyril Figgis from Archer. He was Dr. Spachimin on 30 Rock. Chris. Oh, I can't think of his name.
I think I know Archer, but
yeah,
I don't know who you're talking
he's
about.
I don't know his name.
He's Jerry and Rick and Morty, the voice of Jerry.
Oh shit.
The dad. Yeah, I just can't think of his name, but yeah, he was the actor that played the drunk guy in that episode.
Yeah, that show's great. Fucking. Do you guys still compete for games and stuff, like competitive gaming?
Is
there still like Halo tournaments and shit?
Right now, not really. No? We're in sort of a holding
games,
pattern. Yeah. I once. So right now, what's happening with Halo is we're about a year away from Infinite. It's going to launch at the end of this year with the new Xbox, and when it comes out, by the time it's out, it will have been 5 years since Halo 5, which is crazy. We've never had to wait more than 3 years between Halos. Shit. So in the meantime, what they've been doing is they've been taking the Master Chief Collection with all the old ones and bringing it to PC and putting it on Steam. So people have been playing Reach on Steam. That's the first one that they've put in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, they're all going to end up in there eventually. But over the course of this next year, between now and when Infinite comes out, classic Halo will basically resurface on PC. And I think at that point, there will be some tournaments. They're already doing Reach tournaments on PC.
Oh, wow.
Which I don't really care. I didn't like Reach. But
is it like new gamers on PC or like old Halo players? That's
both. Yeah, there's a ton of people in my community that have never got to play Halo.
Yeah,
they never had an Xbox growing up or whatever, so this is like their first Halo experience. So there's a ton of new people coming in that are finally getting a chance to check the game out. So
well, when you're playing PC, it's just other PC, or are you playing against console too?
No, and that's been fun to watch, because I mean, I think that's a myth that I've been trying to actively showcase and expose as a myth for a long time, that you can't use a controller and hang with PC players.
Yeah.
It just depends on the game. And when it comes to a game like Halo, where it's just designed for controllers, it's arguably the most competitive shooter you can play with a controller, right? And so what's happened is all these old Halo pros and current Halo pros, for that matter, have been plugging in controllers and playing Reach on PC and winning. And there's this argument like, oh, aim assist is busted. Oh, like controllers have an unfair advantage. It's flipped into that narrative.
Oh, wow.
And it's been really interesting to watch just how people react. And
because the myth is that because with the mouse you could just put it on someone's head right away, but with the controller you have to pull the joystick and it goes to that. So
right, yeah, it's obviously way easier to aim with a mouse.
But you know what? Not to me. Like, I suck on the mouse when I try to play first-person shooter. I'm like, this fucking sucks. I love having the controller.
Sure. Yeah, but it's like, I think getting really competent with aiming on a mouse versus getting really competent aiming with analog sticks on a controller, it's a night and day difference. Which one is harder to get up to a really high level at, right? I mean, mouse and keyboard players are super, super crazy accurate. They can handle an insane sensitivity and flip around on a dime. And
yeah.
So there's all these things, like at the highest level, I think absolutely mouse and keyboard players have an edge. But as long as the game is optimized well for a controller and there's at least a little bit of aim assist to balance the playing field, I think it's pretty fair. And really good controller players have been just running away with the competition with Halo. But a lot of that also is because all these new PC players who have never played Halo are walking into this and just expecting to be good. And it's just like, Halo is not just about how good you can aim. You know, it's map control, power weapons.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
You know, like team shot, staying alive. There's all these little nuanced things that obviously we know, but they don't because they've just, you know, they're walking into it thinking it's Counter-Strike and you just have to flip around and outshoot everyone. It's like, no, sometimes you just need to duck your head and get away. Call it out.
Know your role and
know your role. Watch angles. Yeah, it plays totally different than most shooters do. So people are starting to figure that out. And so it's going to be interesting to see when the old ones, like when Halo 1 and Halo 2 get out there, the skill gaps on just every little thing about those. You know, running spawns, the button glitches, all these things.
Well, how do the glitches work on PC? Do they work? You know what I mean? Because I don't know. Did they just do like the same combo on the keyboard?
The glitches all still work in the MCC version that's on Xbox, so I don't expect them to pull them out. I don't really know any glitches.
The glitches
for
are
Reach,
in Halo 1 and 2 are critical to.
Yeah, they're not going to get rid of them.
Yeah,
they'll still be there. They're already.
I'm just wondering how like that plays on the keyboard. It just seems weird.
It's going to be weird. I can't
like
even
BXB
imagine.
Or BXR and all that.
Like
shit.
A double shot on the keyboard. I mean, that's going to be interesting too. Is I think when Halo 2 reaches PC. A lot of people are going to start macroing these buttons.
That's another thing that fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Is you can program the buttons to do bullshit like that.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting, but I think a long-winded answer to your question.
I don't even remember the question.
Do we compete? But once Halo,
competing.
Once
that
Halo,
was the question. It was like so long
Once
ago.
Halo 1 and 2 and 3 are on PC, I will absolutely go to tournaments for that, just for fun, you know, just to do it.
Fucking sorry.
I was gonna say, do you guys have any events coming up that you guys are going to?
Yeah, our next one is Gamers for Giving, which is a big charity event that we've done. I think this is, 6th, 7th year now. I don't even remember. It's been a really long time. But we go out to Michigan, and it's, where is it usually? Where's it now? It's university still?
Yeah, it's
Eastern
University?
Michigan University.
Or
yeah.
EMU. Yeah, you're
EMU.
right.
Yeah.
EMU.
But yeah, it's this big, pretty much like bring your own computer LAN party for a weekend, and people bring sleeping bags and sleep under the desks and under the tables and in the bleachers and all that, because it's just in like a big stadium. But we go and we trade off streaming and raise money for the Gamers Outreach Foundation.
That's badass. Cool. I think I've seen you guys do that before. Online, last year or something.
Yeah, it's just right down the street at Phoenix Children's Hospital from here. Actually, that's where we've been putting our carts over the last 3-4 years. That when the money gets raised.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
my nephew
great.
was there fucking last year, and that place is amazing. And
yeah,
fucking that's cool that you did that.
Yeah, awesome people that work at that.
Oh man,
place.
I can't believe that place. How awesome they are there.
Yeah, I guess they're at capacity now too. Like they were asking us, just like a month or two ago, like the carts from last year are finally ready. Where do you want them to go? And because we get to pick where the carts go if we have a preference. Otherwise, just send them wherever basically. And so we've been sending them here so that we can hand deliver them, because when they arrive, they're not like, you have to assemble them and put the Xbox and mount the monitor and stuff like that. So we've helped with that. And that way, if something goes wrong with the cart, I'm also here. I can come down and fix it. Like we had to swap like a monitor one time or something. And
that's cool.
So
man.
things
that's
like
bad
that.
As fuck.
Yeah. So, but I guess they have more than they can handle. Like they don't need any more. They've got like 15 of them or something now.
Shit.
They're like, spread the love somewhere else.
Yeah. So
we don't need any more.
At least they're honest.
Supposedly Gilbert is getting a satellite location of Phoenix Children's. So once that's out there, that's actually close to where we live. So maybe we'll start bringing some there.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how it goes this year.
But it's cool. I mean, when we've done some of like the hospital tours and stuff that are getting these gaming carts, they love it. They love us. They love what we do. They love it changes the kids' whole day. They get to sign up and play Fortnite for a couple hours.
Oh, you just made their whole fucking
exactly, yeah.
Time
so
there.
It's cool we get to do that. But
yeah.
And then like the joy that you're bringing to the parents and the families, they're
absolutely,
just
because they get to watch their kid be a kid for a minute.
Well, and the staff always tell us the same thing. Like when we go up to Michigan, we usually tour a local hospital where the charity event happens, and obviously we've been in the hospital down here. But the nurses and the doctors, like everyone we've ever talked to, they're like, these things help so much. Like for kids recover better because of these things. Because
it takes their mind off of it.
Takes their mind off it. Yeah. They make it improves their mood, stimulates.
Fuck yeah.
It just everything gets better.
Well, and that too, like with the game like Fortnite too, or Rocket League or whatever, they can hop on and play with a friend at home and talk to them, in the headset, and it's like they're like at home again. They're like,
no shit.
Yep.
Talking to their friend from wherever, because a lot of the kids are from out of town and other states and stuff that are coming in for specialty doctors, and it's like they can talk to their brother at home for a couple hours and play Fortnite.
Yeah, because Phoenix Children's Hospital is one of the best in the world, I think, or something. So people are coming from, you're right, from all over for that.
Yeah.
Soggy used to work with a group that works with the Phoenix Children's Hospital, some house where they would put the families up at those houses.
It's like the Ronald McDonald houses.
Yeah, somebody
do stuff like that. Yeah,
he would also work with the kids in there to give them concentrate when they were terminal. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, every time I would go hang out with them, like when my brother was sick. He would be up there working, just putting in time there. So,
motherfucker was an angel.
Fucking
I don't know if you ever met Soggy. He played Halo 2 back in the land. Soggy Kush or Soggy Pendulum actually was his.
That sounds familiar.
He was long fucking dreads, fucking tatted motherfucker.
Yeah, I think I remember.
Yeah, he was a friend of ours who he was a fucking angel. He saved his little brother's life from his little brother was diagnosed with cancer and had a piece of cancer the size of a fist removed from his leg, and this guy's in the concentrate world, and he gave him CBDs and stuff and helped him heal, and then he ended up getting cancer and dying fucking from it.
No kidding.
Yeah, he was an old school Halo dude, man, and
no kidding.
So he's always fucking living on through here. So
right on.
But anyway, fucking when Halo Infinite comes out, are all these OG Halo players and their teams gonna get back together and start fucking? It's gonna be back.
So. I think so.
So what is there like a league that? Because there's no MLG anymore, right?
It's HCS now.
What's it called?
HCS. So Microsoft actually backs the league. So back when Halo 4 came out,
is that good or bad?
It's great.
That's awesome.
I think it's great. Yeah, the events have all been really good. They collabed with MLG for a few events in Halo 5, but they're HCS events in terms of who's backing them financially. From what I understand, all the prize money comes from Microsoft. It could be other areas and other circuits that have separate, but most of it, from what I understand, comes direct from Xbox. And what's cool is they funded a lot of that through requisition packs in Halo 5. Like you could buy, loot boxes, I guess you could say. And they took money from that and put it into the prize pool.
Oh yeah, I think you said that last time.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So what was the highest prize payout for a gamer last year? Do you know?
For Halo?
Yeah.
Well,
for anything.
It was that Booga kid.
What's that? League of Legends. Is that the biggest game right now?
I think
competitively.
I think Fortnite might be bigger.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
that Booga kid won. What did he win? He won, I think, 3 million or.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Fuck.
3 million.
Like
yeah, for a single player, I think that's the most.
How wasn't he like 16 or something?
Yeah, he's 16.
I read an article. Somebody asked him what he was going to spend his money on, and he just wanted a desk. He wanted a gaming desk. That was what he said.
Dork.
I was like, okay, well, you buy a pretty nice desk for $3 million. I don't know. It better, cook your food
said
for
Coke
you.
And hookers.
Yeah.
Cocaine and hookers.
Dude, my favorite part of that was the mainstream media people just exposing how fucking clueless they are when it comes to this shit.
Yeah.
All the stupid ass, basic bitch news anchor ladies, like they're doing an interview with him. And he's like on the TV and they're like, what's your daily life like? Well, I usually wake up kind of late. I play at night. That's when most people are on. I do scrimmages. It's just important to practice. I like to play for a few hours at a time and take a break. And then this, and that. And I like to do drills and practice my builds and stuff. And he's going over all these things in the game. And these people are just, he's like, he thinks it's a job. Ha, ha, ha. Like, just,
they were shitting on him?
They were shitting on him.
What?
And just laughing like, oh, he's this stupid kid thinks he's playing video games is like a career.
He's making more money than that motherfucker
He made more money in a day than they will ever make in
totally
50 lifetimes.
They're jealous right there.
It was hilarious ignorance at its finest. I couldn't get enough of it. Just watching all of these. Because immediately afterwards, the entire internet just flamed the fuck out of all these cringy people.
Good.
And it I
want to look that shit up.
Man, it was great.
I think we talked about it last time.
I gotta piss like a motherfucker, but
I saw
sorry, guys.
I saw Matthew Kachuk talking about it because they were dissing him on a podcast I was listening to. Matthew Kachuk's like, dude, that dude just made $3 million in a night.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Like that's big boy money for fucking a night.
Yeah, man. Like I can't believe.
It's just like, I get if you don't understand something and it's weird to you that like a video game is a job.
Yeah.
But like, you don't need to shit on the kid.
Yeah.
Like just because you don't understand it.
Okay, I got
like,
one.
That stuff
do you ever catch shit for making money on the cosplay? Yeah,
absolutely. Oh my god, daily, hourly. It's like just nonstop forever.
Have you ever caught shit from people that you like care about that have been like? And you've been like, are you serious?
Yeah. There's
because I could see people that fucking hate on the internet that want to fucking just throw little trolls that are out there just talking shit. But like if like somebody that you care about being like, you kind of make money doing cosplay, it's like, fuck you.
Yeah. No, that's another thing. Like we have a couple people that were pretty close that are not anymore who freaked out about stuff like that, and they. We get our jobs belittled a lot because it's like, on the one hand, I am sitting here playing video games for 8 hours and that's my whole job. But like, you have no idea what goes into that.
Yeah.
Not necessarily physically either, but mentally, what I have to deal with and listen to every day is insane.
Are you streaming on, what is it? You guys, is it
Twitch?
Twitch. Yeah. Sorry. Twitch. Yep. All right. So Twitch and you guys are exclusively Twitch, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So, how many hours are you putting in a day?
I'll usually do 8, and then I stream 6 days a week.
And do you play multiple games?
Sometimes. It depends. Sometimes I'll play, one game for 4 hours, take a quick break, grab like a sandwich or something, and then go from there. But it's just you go day to day. So some days I'll do 5 hours, some days I'll do 12 hours. Just depends.
Do you have the ability to make money from people that are watching live, or do you make more money selling shirts and prints?
Most of our money comes from subscribers. So people can pay, it's $5, $10, or $25 a month they can pick. And they subscribe and they get charged once a month for that. And that's where like our biggest,
that's our base income.
Our most money comes from that. And then they also have the ability to donate, or like tip, I guess some people like to call it tipping instead, where they'll enjoy what they're watching, and then they're like, all right, here's $10. Thanks for making my Friday fun.
I've seen that on YouTube. YouTube does it with super chat, they call it, where people who are live, you probably guys know this. You put people once you get to a certain level, I guess people who are in the chat can just drop money as they're watching.
Oh, that's cool.
If you're live. And
do you have set times when you do that, or is it just random?
Like a schedule? We try to, and it lasts a couple days, and then we don't anymore.
Mostly at night, though, right?
Yeah, he does. I usually will go early, and then I can host his channel, so it'll just pretty much make his content play on my screen. So if I have 120 people and I host him, all 120 people that were watching me get dumped into his chat. So he gets all those other people, and we just usually go that way. I'll start and he'll stop.
But don't you guys play the same game sometimes at the same time?
Yeah, so we have our own separate channels, and we do our own separate thing 90% of the time, and we tag team a lot, where we try not to stream at the same time, because we do share quite a bit of people. There's a lot of overlap.
So it's smarter to do it
separately. So we try and just
don't make people choose.
Yeah, pass the baton back and forth.
That's smart.
But yeah, we do at least once or twice a month we'll do a dual stream or a squad stream of some sort, where we're both online streaming, whether we're both on my channel together sitting right next to each other, or we're both online in our stream rooms, next door to each other, but we're like in Discord talking, and we're both playing Destiny together or whatever it is, and both our channels are live together at the same time. So we do stuff like that on a fairly regular basis. And
who's the better gamer?
Depends. Depends on the game. I mean, he's obviously much better at Halo, but if I sat him in front of WoW, he wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah.
So it just depends.
Yeah, we just play different stuff for the most part.
Do you like first person shooters also?
Yeah. So we'll play, like Destiny. We'll play together, and
that's cool.
Yeah, we'll still do shooters together.
And stuff occasionally, but
do you get mad when she's better than you at a game?
I don't know. I'll let you know if it ever happens.
Well, dude, because when I would play with Brenda, it would piss me off.
No, I just
my sister would game and shit.
Yeah.
And so we
were
like, are you guys competitive within each other?
Yes and no.
Like,
I think it's more for show.
Yeah.
We like to yell at each other for show. And then...
Yeah, we like the banter. It's actually a lot more fun when we do our dual streams. We call it couples therapy, and we do it once a month. And we typically will take people from her channel and people from my channel and stack them on custom game. We'll do like custom Halo or custom Destiny or something like that, and then it's like her community against mine. And that's cool. That's when it gets really fun, is we have people from our channels picking sides, and it turns into kind of a makeshift battle of the sexes a lot of times. And like for the men, like fuck bitches, blah blah blah, and
like we did one on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And I lost on Valentine's Day, and I was so mad because I was like, Valentine's Day is for women. Guys don't. This is not for you. This is for me. And
I had no control.
On Valentine's Day.
I had no control, by the way.
People just thought that was hilarious, and they made him win.
What game was this?
We were playing
Destiny.
Destiny.
Yeah, we were playing Destiny, but like what? In the sense of we play the games and everything, and who wins the games, but when we do these dual streams, a lot of times it tends to turn into a donation war. People will donate like $50 to me, and they're like, fuck you, and donate $100 to her. Fuck you, Zach, haha, and
that's awesome.
Yeah, and we're like, okay, but it's
no complaints here.
Yeah,
if you want to do that.
It gets a little out of hand sometimes. So whenever that happens, we try to use money and redirect it back into things like quick scope or our stream gear, Sure. So it ends up being a really cool and exciting thing when big donations start rolling in, like it's always super exciting. It still blows my mind, it makes me feel really lucky when that sort of thing happens.
Yeah, you're just putting it back into the brand and making it bigger,
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's cool too. Like we have people gift us things for the streams too, like I just got new lighting setup for my birthday from someone who
just
was
keep
just
a fucking
like,
Amazon wish list.
Yeah,
and they just
exactly.
Buy shit? Really?
Yeah, and they send it over because they want to see the stream get better. And I've been complaining for 6 months about, we have an older model Keurig, the coffee maker, and ours is just, it's dying slowly, a slow death. And I've been complaining about it for like 6 months. And one of my subscribers was like, I'm sending you a new one. It'll be there next week.
Well, you gotta start complaining about shit. No one's going to send that shit.
Sick of me complaining about this coffee maker.
That's fucking awesome.
But, like my camera was a gift. My lights were a gift. Even like my keyboard, I have a limited edition keyboard that someone grabbed. It's because they get to see it on stream. And they get to see like, oh, mine, her light looks really good today. Yeah. I bought her that,
Yeah.
So they feel more like a part of the stream that way too.
Do you guild up with the people that are in those groups, like when you're playing WoW?
Not in WoW, because I
What's
have.
That mean? Wait, you mean?
I would think that would be weird.
Like
if,
play with your subs.
Yeah,
like a clan.
If you play with your subs on World of Warcraft. Remember how like you have a guild and like remember how that's how we would bullshit and we'd run around and.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so that I always thought that
play
would
with
be
your
fucking weird. Yeah, because you almost create a family like playing WoW with those people.
Oh, absolutely.
And you've never seen what they look like.
A lot of
them know it's a dude.
Yeah.
Right. We do have clans like in Destiny. Destiny is pretty much all our subscribers. But WoW I don't want to do because I need one game to just be my own where I can go and hide and escape. And it's like I love WoW and all of my subscribers love WoW and they would all love to play with me, but I can't have every time I log in 15 messages like I want to do stuff. Like I need one game where I'm just like I'm gonna sit here and play with this other guild and just you gotta have some sort of me time.
Yeah, that's true because you guys are you're always on basically on screen.
Yeah.
Does it ever feel like a job? Like you're like, fuck, I gotta play video games right now.
Yeah, I forced myself to game off stream.
Yeah.
I forced myself to game off stream at least 10 hours a week because otherwise you start to resent playing games because it gets associated with work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a dream job, but it's still a job.
Yeah. It's still mentally taxing too. I mean, you're playing the game, sure, but there's also 100 people talking to you at the same time and you have to kill this boss, but also make sure, Jim over here is having a nice day and you have to like read alerts and have conversations and
because people are just commenting like as you're playing, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And some of the time they're saying like, oh, nice shot or whatever, but sometimes they're talking about like work or they're asking questions or something. So it's like it was pretty crazy. I was not very good at it for like a year. Like it's really something you have to practice.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Like it's really wild.
I've seen a lot of people also, both friends and people that we've met through Twitch, try and give up to stream. Try to like, oh, I'm going full time into this, or I'm officially a streamer now, and then tomorrow's my first day, and they make it a few weeks, a few months, maybe a year sometimes, and then they go back to work. They give up. Oh, fuck this, like they really figure out that it's not an easy thing to just. You're 3-4 hours in. You're like, I kind of feel like stopping. It's like, no. Would you leave
can't
work?
get lazy at it.
You gotta keep going
and let
man.
it take over. You have to be consistent, and that's what you guys are doing. That's good.
Yeah, that's the thing too with the way that the subscriber function works. It's 30 days from when you sub. It's not like the first of the month or whatever. It's so if you sub on the 12th, then you resub again the next month on the 12th. And so for us, if we don't stream for 3 or 4 days. We could lose 100 people, lose 100 subscribers. And there's always consistent subscriber drop off. But if you stream, you're gaining back as many as you're dropping off. So for things like when we go away for E3, we're gone for 8 or 9 days, usually for E3. And I come back and I've lost 200 or 300 people.
Oh, wow.
It's
There's
insane.
no way to do, there's nothing you can do while you're on these events.
Yeah, I mean, you can do like IRL streams on your phone, but for E3 specifically, we're mostly there to network. Yeah. So we're in meetings all day. We're in, closed doors demos that we can't talk about kind of things. So E3, we're pretty much just going, and that's like the 1 week of the year where we're like, we go really hard in the networking and really hard in the talking to companies, trying to get work for the next year and stuff like that. But then we have to come home and we're like, okay, now I have to do a month's worth of work in the next 2 weeks because I just took a week off.
Yeah.
And I don't remember who was saying it. There was some sort of Twitch tournament for a game, and all the big streamers were not going to the tournament because they would lose money It was. Yeah. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
it was
I think it was. I think it was
like
at TwitchCon.
Shroud or somebody.
I'm pretty sure it was at TwitchCon. I'm pretty sure it was. No,
it's like Twitch Rivals.
Yeah, there was some there's some big tournament with hundreds of thousands of dollars in prize money and all this stuff, and some of the bigger streamers that are really good
who could have won
were like, well, I mean, if I take a week off and go to this event,
it's more.
And
it's
$100,000 for first, split 4 ways. Then you take out travel and time off, and if, with all the subs and donations I won't get in that week that I could be streaming, it's not worth it. And it's crazy when you break down the math
really
that way.
To think
it's
about
like,
it,
wow,
you're
that
like,
it'd be a loss.
He turned down $100,000 tournament because he was gonna miss streaming for 4 days. But some of those bigger streamers, that's a real problem. That they're losing. Like it can be crazy though. It can be really stressful when we're stuck at the airport, in a layover or something, and we're just sitting there and we're like, I've probably lost a sub, and I've lost another one, and I probably just lost another one. Like, you always have that in the back of your mind.
Do you have any? Do you see a lot of your subs outside of the States?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. A ton of them. Every event we've ever gone to outside of the U.S., we've met people that, from Twitch or from following her cosplay stuff. Her cosplay page is, back in like 2013, 2014, got so big, and I'd be willing to say at least 30-40% of that following was international. Tons of people in Canada, tons of people in Europe.
Was that like off of Instagram or something, or?
Well, I started on Facebook. So, and then Facebook moved to Instagram, which moved to Twitter, which moved to Twitch. And the reason that I'm successful on Twitch is because of all the people from Facebook came over.
Well, what I'm wondering is how do you get a following as the cosplayer? Just going to events, dressing up, and then posting stuff like that?
Yeah, that's crazy. It's all social media. When I first started, I was really lucky when I first started because one of my close friends is one of the biggest cosplayers in the world. So she sort of boosted me and was kind of just like, this is my friend Lindsay. She does this stuff too. So I got really lucky, and I'm very thankful for her because she just gave me like a foot in the door, essentially. Cool. And then it took off from there. So there's but it's all social media. When you get invited as a cosplay guest to cons, it's based off your social media numbers. And because they know that if you're like, I'm going to this con next week, grab your tickets now, people buy tickets to see you. Yeah. So the bigger your numbers are, the more likely they are to get new people coming into the con.
You have to have a certain amount of followers or something?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you can have 2,000 or you can have 200,000. But I think the higher up you are, the more likely you are to get invited to stuff.
Are you going to be doing any the Phoenix cons?
Not this year. I've done it, since high school now. I've gone every year since high school, but I think this year we're gonna take a step back. Might go for a day.
But yeah, she's been a guest the last 2 years, and this year I don't know if they're bringing cosplayers out as guests. And
it was a little bit different last year too.
What do you mean by that, guest?
You guys are talking about Fan Fusion, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they started a con here that a lot of people are kind of angry at Fan Fusion.
They are, yeah.
It's a kind of a shit show now. I mean, it's kind of started from the comic side, right? And then, became, just kind of turned into more of a place to sell almonds and fucking root beer.
Yeah,
and then
those big root beer things. Yeah.
It's fucking
it's really strange now. Yeah. I mean,
they're charging people. Like they were charging. They said that they were going to start charging volunteers to volunteer there.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I think my first, I don't even remember. My first Phoenix Comic-Con was probably 2008. So I've been going forever.
Yeah, that's OG. Yeah.
And it's had a million name changes. It's had venue changes. It's had all this, hands changing and stuff. And now it's massive. It's like the top 5 in the country.
I didn't know that.
It's massive now.
Yeah.
But every year it's getting crazier and crazier, and there's more rules, and people are angry. And so all of us who have been going since we were in high school are all not necessarily boycotting, but we're like, okay, well, you guys are going in a direction that we didn't sign up for, pretty much. And so I went as a guest last year, as a cosplay guest. I was given a booth so that I could sell prints.
Oh, I see.
And then
that's cool.
Yeah, so you're expected to come in costume and take pictures with people, and then you can sell prints, or you can sell, if you have a clothing line, you sell your clothing line and stuff like that. And we do panels, so we got to do a Twitch streaming panel where we got to go up and, you know, talk to people and answer questions and stuff. And then, you know, some of the cosplayers will judge the costume contest, or they'll do little things here and there. So you go for work, but you know, you are a guest, so you do get paid, and they will put you up in a hotel and stuff. So for us, it was an awesome, because we've been going forever. So we're like, yeah, you guys are gonna, you know, pay for our hotel room and give us badges and let us make money. We'll absolutely do it. But yeah, I think, was it 2 years ago, the thing with the Power Ranger?
Yeah.
Now?
Sure.
Yeah, I think it was 2017 when that happened.
So that was...
What happened again? I forgot.
He just got, what do they call that? Where he got his decision or whatever.
What did he do again?
He tried to kill fucking the Green Power Ranger guy.
Some guy smuggled. He smuggled there's a few weapons. He had a shotgun. He had a big tactical shotgun. Fuck. He had at least one handgun. I think
supposedly he was cosplaying, but he was cosplaying and bringing in real weapons. And I guess he got in a side entrance, so they didn't bag check him or weapons check him. He didn't have to go through the metal detectors or anything. He got in a side entrance. And
what was his intentions?
Who even knows?
He was texting people the way that they found him.
He posted on Facebook, didn't he? He was like, "I'm here with guns," and everyone.
It wasn't a cop.
He didn't. He didn't write his intentions.
So many things.
He didn't write his intentions on Facebook. What happened was he took pictures of himself at the con, and so people knew he was there. But he had texted at least one person saying, "Yeah, it's time for that fucker to go down" or something like that. And he was talking about the Green Power Ranger. He was just some crazy guy who hated the Green Power Ranger. And, you know, so he took real weapons, snuck into the Phoenix Convention Center, which, you know, that's one of the biggest problems with that particular arena or, you know, like venue. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Is there's a million ways in and out of it. It's a huge labyrinth.
And it's all connected through like sky bridges and stuff, so you can go in through a hotel and weasel your way in.
Center?
Yeah.
Civic Center.
So he got in with all these guns, and then people, you know, see him walking around. They just assumed the guns weren't real. You know, like he was just dressed up.
Yeah.
And
so now you can't have guns, I bet. Huh?
So he was waiting for the Green Power Ranger to go to his booth, and then he was just going to basically walk up and blast him in the face or something. And what happened was he was sitting on a bench, like reading a program, and the cops had been tipped off by someone that he had texted, and they're like, "I think this guy's crazy. I think he's going to actually do something." And they went, and when they got to him, he was sitting on the shotgun, and he had his guns on him, and he was reading a program, and they basically just fucking tackled him and hauled his ass out.
So, and then I think that was like
we were there
the Thursday before.
It was,
and we don't usually go Thursdays. We'll go Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because we don't want to miss an extra day of streaming. So we'll do like the bare minimum. And so that Thursday, everybody got the news, and then for the remainder of the event, they banned all cosplay props, all of them, which was devastating for a cosplayer who just spent 2 weeks working on Star-Lord's element blasters for my cosplay. Without those blasters, I'm a guy in a red jacket. Like, you need those blasters to be Star-Lord. So I was so upset. But it was so many things. At first, there were a bunch of statements that went out, and they were like, you know, we're tightening security, come extra hours early because we're doing pat downs and stuff now. And, you know, they went super high alert, which I understand. They should do that. But yeah, the first statement was no prop weapons at all. So everybody freaked out. And then it was like, all right, you can bring them, but you can only bring lightsabers and, you know, I don't know, foam weapons or something like that. And then they amended it again, and they kept amending it. And then some people would get in okay with Nerf guns, and others would have theirs taken away. So they just weren't really consistent with the props. And so everyone was really upset about that. And then attendance the next year was just abysmal compared to that year because everyone was so angry about that. And then they were finally starting to get people back. And then they're like messing everything up again.
Damn.
Yeah, they're doing, I don't know if you guys mentioned it while I was not in here, but they have this new policy going into this year that artists can't sell anything they don't own the copyright to. The actual license, like you paint a picture of Gambit and Rogue, like the one I bought last year from some artist, you can't sell that.
Because you don't own
they're
the
not gonna let you.
licensing anymore.
So they're pulling the floor out from underneath like 90% of Artist Alley in a sense, and
you have to be like a licensed reseller if you're doing like lightsabers. You have to be licensed by whoever it is that owns lightsabers.
There's a lot of people that sell their wares, the cool shit they're making that don't work for Lucasfilm or whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they keep changing the name, and they keep doing like they're just. I feel like Phoenix has so much potential because we're the fourth, as far as I understand, we're still number 4 in terms of total attendance in the nation. It's San Diego,
maybe
New
not
York.
Anymore. Maybe we were though.
Maybe
before all this
who knows?
Stuff happened.
Yeah.
But we're a big event, and we have a big convention center, and it's a great place to do it. Downtown Phoenix is a lot of fun, but the problem is I think that they just make some really weird decisions. They do it at a weird time of year when it's really hot. And they keep changing names. They keep they making rules. And I mean, when the guy got guns in there, I understood their extreme overreaction to it. You got to be careful. I mean, I get it. Whatever. Lock that shit down. Don't let people in with anything. Just whatever. I get it. Safety matters more than anything. But at some point, I just feel like they need better leadership. I don't know who runs the event or what their mindset is, but I've heard from people that they're just a little disconnected and a little old school, and they're just not really making smart decisions. And I feel like it's going to cost the event in a big way over the next few years. People just aren't going to go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like us, we'll probably go for a day just because we have friends coming into town for the event and stuff, and we'll go say hi. But, they were awesome to us when we were guests. They were very professional and
totally
did everything right. But it's just pretty crazy to hear all the stuff that's going on now. We're just like, okay, well, you guys figure it out, and then we'll be back when you figure it out.
I know from the comic side, a lot of comic people are angry with it because they don't bring in new guests every year. It's like every year I had the same artists and the same writers.
That's why one of the main reasons I didn't get invited back this year is because I was there the last 2 years already.
Well, but cosplay's different. I think cosplay people want to meet their cosplay. Like,
it's true, and you're always wearing something different.
So, you know what I mean? Yeah. So for comic writers and comic artists, if I've already that's one of the reasons I used to go to the cons is just to get guys to sign books or get sketches and stuff. If I already have my book signed by him and a sketch by him, I'm not gonna go. And it's like the same guys year after year. They never change it up. So I'm gonna try. I'm going to WonderCon this year, so I'm gonna check that out.
I love WonderCon.
Yeah. I used to go to San Diego all the time, and San Diego's just too crazy.
That's us too. We stopped going to that one too.
It's not fucking worth it.
But it's not even really for comics anymore, because that's why you go,
it's all
right?
movies and
movies and,
toys and shit. And the toy shit's cool. I like the toy shit, but it turned into a fucking race for everybody to run and get fucking overpriced exclusives and fucking.
But then they're not even exclusive.
And then you're standing in line for fucking 90. For 90% of the show, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So I heard WonderCon's really more about the con aspect, you know, than it is about that bullshit. So to me, the only reason to go to Phoenix, the Fan Fest or whatever, it's not for the con. It's to meet the community of friends that you've created in the con. There's no other reason to go.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
And that's why we're gonna go. You know, if we do go to the actual con, it'll just be for a day to hang out with our friends. Otherwise, we're just gonna go and grab dinner with everybody. You know, but that's another thing too, is we just don't do cons anymore unless we get paid to go, because we're losing 4 or 5 days of streaming again. So
do you dress up too in cosplay when she dresses up?
Sometimes. I typically only do it nowadays if as a job, if it's a commission thing. Like I've been the Doom guy a couple times for Bethesda, promoting their Doom stuff, and
that's cool.
Yeah, and it's awesome, and it's an honor to do it. But I don't dressing up for fun. The main reason I don't is because when we travel to go to cons, I don't like bringing stuff on. I like to wear big, crazy shit, and it's tough to travel with that. In our hometown con, we do it when it's 150 degrees outside. Yeah. And I've done that before. I've worn like my chief suit and stuff to Phoenix and just never again, I'm like, why do that to yourself? It's fucking stupid.
A lot of the time too, whenever we're doing cons, it's because I'm a guest and I need him to dress me and get me water and stuff like that. So he goes
and play bodyguard.
Yeah.
We heard about that last time.
Yeah.
We're rarely both wearing costumes at the same time so that one can it's
help.
Usually me working as a handler for
Right.
her, and occasionally she will do it for me.
Yeah, we've done the same event with Bethesda for the last 6 or 7 years, and 2 years ago we were both in costume, and it was just really difficult. I mean, I was wearing gloves. He had stuff he needed like snapped, and I couldn't do it because my costume was crazy, or like my wig was in my face, and I couldn't assist him. I couldn't help him. And this last year when he went as the Doom guy, you know, if I was also dressed up in something, I wouldn't have been able to help him at all. You know, he had his helmet that needed to come on and off that he couldn't do because of his gloves, and it was like I had to go as his assistant last year, so that was kind of cool. That was like the first time that's happened. The roles were reversed, but
people don't realize how much work goes into that stuff.
It just looks like dressing up. It's the same thing with
time
video games too. They're just like, oh, it's like kid stuff. You're playing dress up right now. You're playing video games. So
all right, so before we're getting pretty long in the tooth here, I gotta ask, what do you think of the new expansion and the new patch?
The patch is awesome. I like it a lot. It's obviously very grindy, but I don't mind that. I mean, that's why I play WoW, because I like the grind. But the expansion, I'm more excited for this one than I've been for any expansion. I'm really all about this one.
Is this your favorite one?
Warlords, or not Warlords, Battle for Azeroth. No, my favorite was Wrath.
My favorite was Wrath too.
I
think they need to bring back, I was stoked when they brought back Illidan. They need to bring back Arthas. Arthas is my favorite fucking character in that whole game. That dude is so badass. And that expansion to me was by far the best time for that game. I played a little bit of every expansion, but what you said is my problem, is I can't put that much of a grind into it anymore.
I think if I had a more traditional job, I wouldn't be able to play. But because I'm fortunate enough that I can sit there and play WoW for 12 hours a day, it's totally fine. But like WoW, I do stream WoW occasionally, but WoW is my game where I'm like, I'm done streaming, I'm in bed on my laptop, and now I can grind. Now I can do my dailies, now I can do whatever I need to do before I go to bed. So, you know, the go in and I have my like routine, I guess, or it's my hour and a half of dailies, and I start here and then I go here and do all that stuff. But you know, it is a lot. There's more dailies now than there's ever been. I mean,
I can't do that.
When you were in well, I guess Wrath had a lot too, because of the
Panda one was the one where the grind just became a little bit ridiculous.
That game was,
you know, having to go fucking pull carrots and bullshit. I'm like, what is this?
The tillers. I couldn't do the tillers.
They go fucking, what the fuck is this?
But, well, yeah, and then Wrath had jousting, and it was like the coolest thing. I loved it.
That was cool because it was like a play on, what was that game? The jousting game. What the fuck was that video game? The arcade. I think it was called Joust.
Probably Joust.
It
was called Joust, yeah. That was a play off of Joust. Yeah.
What level does it go up to now?
Well, it's 120 right now, but in Shadowlands it's going back down to 60, isn't it?
I haven't heard. I don't know. I believe
it's going back to 60.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they're going to do that, but it makes sense. I mean, everyone's doing millions of damage and stuff. They have to do a stat squish, and
I heard they gained a ton of new subscribers too, like with this expansion and this latest patch, that they've gotten back up to like levels where they were all-time highs.
I think a lot of that comes from the release of Classic.
Yes.
So a lot of people came back for Classic because they had either played it when they were kids or they had never played before, so they came to Classic. And then, you know, Classic is a
Do you
different
play Classic?
No.
I don't fuck that. I don't want to fuck.
Is that where they don't have the question marks and shit?
Yeah, it's vanilla.
Yeah, Homer did that.
Yeah, I know, and he talks about it. I remember him
that
talking
motherfucker
about
knows more than WoW than anyone I know, because he did it like that. So he just from his brain knows where all that.
Yeah, you used to have
to
carry a lantern around, like, or it'd be dark and shit. It's like, what? I don't want to make this game fun.
Exactly. Well, a lot of those people got burnt out from Classic, and they're like, all right, well, let's try retail now. So there's so many people that came back to retail or even started retailing for the first time because of the Classic hype. So they're doing really well right now, and the new corruption system they're doing is, I don't know if I like that yet. It's you know, they'll give you a bunch of buffs, but they punish you at the same time. So you have to
only have them for so long or something.
Yeah, it's like the higher you get, the harder it is to use them. So I think the first level of corruption is like you have a chance to be slowed when you're running, which can absolutely kill you in a raid if you're standing in fire or something. And
Do you raid?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's another thing. I've heard the game. They've made the game so the game was the best for me when I was raiding, and they made the game to where anybody could do the raids, and you didn't have to be like when I remember playing. This is back during Wrath and right at, what was after Wrath? That was Cataclysm. Yeah. During those times, like you had to be a decent player to get to that end game shit. Then they made it to where anybody could do the raiding, and then the whole guild aspect kind of fell apart for a while. And that's when it kind of sucked. Like you didn't have that guild aspect anymore, and anybody could go do their whatever they the looking
LFR,
Is that why you got out of it?
Yeah, it just got to be too grindy. You had to do certain things every day, and if you didn't do these things, you couldn't play endgame. And
yeah, it's true. I mean, you miss a week, and you're so far behind everybody else who's rating at the highest level that they just won't. Yeah. They're like, oh, your cloak isn't level 10, you can't come to this. Yeah. It's like, well, it'll be level 10 in a week, I guess, but like, you can't miss anything. You have to be on top of that stuff, or they just don't care.
That game is fucking amazing though, because you know a game's great when people fucking when they subscribe to the game and they play it religiously just to be a part of the auction house. I mean, like that. How deep is a game to where people just go on there to be on the auction house? They don't even do anything else. You know what I mean? And there's people that just go on there to do the pet shit. There's people that just go on there to do the lore, the 1 to 120 and create a new character. They don't do any end game shit.
Is this still a PvP versus PvE or whatever?
I fucking hate PvP. Do you?
Yeah, like I know PvP. I do it if I have to. Like, there's a lot of like now with the essences, in your Heart of Azeroth necklace thing. One of the best essences for almost every character you have to get from doing arenas, and I don't like arenas.
I hate arenas.
But I'm like sitting there with my friend, just like, let's just get this over with, get these arenas out of here, so that I can get my essence and go back to Mythic Plus dungeons or whatever.
That's some pretty nerdy shit.
Yeah.
I like nerdy shit though. I like it.
Sorry, the nerdiest I get is Destiny, so it's.
I still need to play that. It's Bungie and shit. I can't believe. I should. You told me I should just start with 2, right? Or should I?
You should start with 2. Yeah. Don't worry about the. Yeah, the first one is great too, but 2 people are still playing it. They just did that thing where they moved away from Activision and they're doing a brand new season pass on their own. So there's a bunch of content that's about to come out. So yeah, and if you play it, I'd play it on PC because that's where we all are, and you can use a controller if you want.
It sounds like I sound like a pussy, but my fucking wrists and forearms hurt so bad from playing guitar in front of my old job. Just ergonomically fucked it up. The carpal tunnel. I was wanted to bring this up. A Blizzard game I'm excited about is Diablo 4. Yeah. So I just played Diablo 3. They had another character that you could play and level up. It was actually kind of boring because I have all my characters leveled down on there. But so it hurts to fucking play on the keyboard and the mouse. I love the controllers because, because I'm a pussy.
I've been playing on controllers my whole life, and I'm gonna be 37 this year, and just nothing. I've just I feel like I'm really lucky. I feel like if I had played half of my time on a mouse and keyboard, I'd have tons of problems.
Yeah, I mean, my wrists are fine, but I mean, if I'm sitting and playing something for 8 hours, then I start to feel it. I'm like, okay, I have to do some
video game injuries and shit.
Yeah, but I have the crazy callus from my mouse, mouse callus.
Damn, I wonder if I have that.
Yeah.
Are you guys excited for Diablo 4?
I am. Yeah. What class are you gonna play? Do you know yet?
I don't even know what.
Oh, it's druid, sorcerer, and
I'd probably
barbarian.
Be a druid.
I'm going druid.
I mean, honestly, I'll probably play all of them. I like to just level them up.
What did you play in 3?
I have every single character leveled up to a 70. So
I was a witch doctor.
Yeah. So. My highest character is the demon hunter. So.
Yeah, I've never played.
But that's kind of game. It kind of gets boring after a while because it's the same shit.
That blows me away that you've never played. I've never played Diablo, but that you've never played Diablo or WoW. Usually,
just not a Blizzard person.
Yeah.
I guess you played Overwatch for a little bit. But.
Yeah, I mean, I like shooters. I like. Yeah,
that makes sense. Why? Like he's never played a Blizzard game because they just got their shooter.
Yeah.
MMOs, RTS, like it's just not interesting to me. I have no attention span. I tune out. Like I need to run and gun and do stuff like that. And I don't mind a grind, and looter shooters are fun. I enjoy that, like Borderlands and Destiny, obviously.
Well, how was that one game that you played? You forced yourself to play with the dude from Walking Dead. Didn't you make it? You were.
Death Stranding.
Oh, yeah.
How'd that turn out? You were like halfway through when you came on last time.
I'm still halfway through.
I still can't.
I honestly, like, I think I played it a little more. I think I've streamed it. I think I did 3 streams of it. And when I talked to you, I think I just finished the first one. And I was enjoying learning, and a new experience is definitely different. And then I just sort of, again, I just tuned out, and I'm like, this is fucking boring. I'm just walking around with a fridge on my back. Like, this is kind of, I just don't like it. It's not fun. And then and then other games I moved on, and I just never bothered to hook the PlayStation back up. So I'm sure I'll finish it at some point, just like every other game I say that about. But
yeah, then you have me. I got 55 hours into it, and I loved it. I thought it was phenomenal. Yeah, I thought that game was incredible.
It's a bad game. Don't listen to her.
You know what? We got to do this more often, and just have you guys on, and then I want to do a video game review.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you guys have different perspectives, but
totally.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Because it's funny because, I dig your opinion because I'm a first person shooter guy too, but I love WoW. I just can't play them because I get too fucking into it and shit. Mm-hmm. And then my whole rest of life doesn't go anywhere. But that'd be awesome to have you guys fucking do video game reviews and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you guys already do it, but on here.
Well, we've it's definitely a thing. Like when we do our dual streams, it's like, all right, if you lose, then you have to play a game I like next time, and vice versa. So we have tons of games.
Yeah, we have a lot that we like together, but we have our games. Like I play WoW every night, and he plays Apex every night. Yeah. It's like, and I'll play Apex here and there, but it's not my WoW, but then like we'll do Destiny together, and we'll do Halo together, we'll do Sea of Thieves together, we'll do stuff like that.
Because the games I play tend to be a little bit better when we do community stuff, because we can get people into custom games and goof off and play sandbox, and so like whereas with WoW and other games like that, can't really do that. So it just sort of tends to be more in my backyard, I think, when we do dual streams. But there are games that we definitely both play and like a lot. But we also both spend most of our time playing different stuff, I'd say.
That's cool.
But it is cool too. We'll have like we'll both be playing the same like single player RPG or something, and we'll fight to see who finishes it first. I'll do an 8 hours, and then he'll do a 10-hour. And be like, I'm farther than you, and I'm like, okay, well then I'm finishing it today. So
that was like with Fallen Order.
Like
I think.
I still need to play that one too. I wish that was on Game Pass.
Oh my god,
I actually wanted to kind of bring that up because one of the things that my brother likes to do, and I don't know if we talked about this already, but my brother, he did it a lot with Fallen Order, and he got me hooked on it. Is on YouTube now, you can just go.
I don't understand this. Why not just get the game? Why would you want to watch it?
Because he doesn't want to play.
Oh, you're talking about the story part.
Yeah, he just wants to know the story part.
Yeah, the story part. Yeah, you're right. You know what? I'll admit I used to do that because some of the Star Wars cinematics for the older PC games, the Old Republic, are amazing.
Yes,
I love Old
Republic. I don't
understand
why they don't fucking make movies with that animation and shit.
I was watching the Knights of the Old Republic cutscene, all the cutscenes, the movie scenes last 2 nights
fucking all
ago.
those Siths with all those sabers and shit going out the fucking oh man.
Yeah, when he kills his master, when Malagus or Malak, I can't
remember.
Darth Malagus.
Yeah, Malagus, right? Kills his master at the beginning. Anyways,
crazy. Well, they're supposed to be doing a Revan movie.
Yes,
that's what I heard, or a series or something.
Well, yeah, they're gonna do a series because his first appearance in the comics has shot up. It's like a $50 book right now. It was $1 book like 2 weeks ago, and now there was rumors that
a series like on Disney, or what do you mean a series?
Yeah. He's supposed to. He's gonna be in some show. Did you hear about? You remember how we were talking about Kevin Feige and there was we heard somewhere that he was going to be part of Star Wars. He is, dude. He's going to be doing Star Wars movies.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so the Marvel dude's going to be saving Star Wars. So
hopefully.
Yeah. Well, Kathleen Kennedy is super stoked about it, so
fuck her.
I know. That's what I say.
Anyway, do you guys have any plugs and like where people can find you? And All that shit?
I don't think so.
Well, we're at QuickScope. We give a shout out every show, by the way, for QuickScope.
Yeah, well, so our store's been down for a couple months because we're just not taking orders right now.
Because we're trying to get the Patreon thing going.
We are, in fact, our designer, our artist, is going to be here tomorrow. He and his wife are flying into town, and his wife's she plays violin. She's going to actually work on that music project that we've been doing stuff.
Shit.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that too. We'll talk about that.
It's all good next time or whatever if we're out of time. But anyway, he's going to be here. He's our artist that does all the QuickScope designs. And while he's here, we're gonna work on some of the Patreon stuff, and our goal is probably to shoot for about an April 1st launch. Gamers for Giving.
April Fool's Day?
Yeah. But
we'll have to do it on the 2nd.
We'll probably April 2nd launch. No, but Gamers for Giving is a few days before that, at the end of March, and so we want to try and get everything ready to launch like right after that, and we'll go into a Patreon and new shirt every month kind of thing.
Fuck
so
yeah, that's badass.
Yeah, look out for that, I guess.
Word.
I think it'd be like limited where you can only get them once, or
I think what we're going to do is set it up to where it's real simple. It's just you sign up for a monthly thing. We're still going to have our storefront where we'll take regular orders, but it'll just be mostly overstock from, the new designs and occasionally put different stuff in there.
Yeah, because with the t-shirt, the printing company we use, they have a minimum order. So, if we have 3 people sign up or whatever, we're going to need to have at least the certain minimum. Yeah. So we might have some extras of some of the designs and stuff. So we'll have those.
Yeah.
Site.
But we'll set it up to where it'll be the cheapest way to get the new shirt every month. And then if you still like it and you missed out on it, then we'll have some minor overstock in the store that you can get. And then we'll also set it up to where if there's ever a month that you don't want it, you can skip. So like every month you'll be able to see what the design is going to be the following month. And if you want to skip that month, like, I don't really like handguns or whatever, I'd rather not get that one. So we're going to make it really relaxed and really simple to start off. And then,
sounds exciting, man. That's badass.
Yeah, I think it's going to be cool. I'm excited.
I want to get another shirt too. I like how it fucking glows in the dark and shit.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
So, right on. Do you want to do some shout outs?
Just check out CBSI Presents Tales from the Flip Side, and check out comicbookinvest.com. And
should I stop saying? I always say quickscopeapparel.com. Should I stop saying that for a couple months?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, quickscopeapparel.com.
Yeah,
quickscopeapparel.com.
Check out Hempful Farms.
Hempful Farms.
Yeah.
This, that, and the other.
And check out Absolute Geek. So.
Did you say AZAD?
AZADHD?
The AZADHD podcast?
Yep.
Sweet. Awesome. Well, we really appreciate you guys taking the time coming down here. And
definitely.
If you want to pick another episode number to come back on.
I think
169.
you guys got to come to my side of the town.
I was going to ask what's going on with your show, your bar show.
Oh yeah, like Bar News is alive and well and drunk all the time. So
fuck yeah,
come join in the debauchery.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry.
You guys are fucking awesome. Anytime you guys want to come back on and just bullshit or fucking, if you guys have something to promote or when you guys have the store launch again. So
definitely.
I really appreciate you guys both taking the time. Thanks, McClay. Yeah. And that is a wrap on episode 69 of The Bogcast.
69.
Bang!